understanding CPU characteristics. The CPU, or the Central Processing Unit, is the primary component of a computer that processes instructions. The CPU contains at least one processor, which is the actual chip inside the CPU that performs calculations. Intel is the world's largest manufacturer of PC microprocessors and the holder of the x86 processor architecture patent. Performance and value you can count on with Intel Celeron processors for affordable, entry-level PCs and portable devices. Pentium Gold is a family of 64-bit x86 budget-level microprocessors introduced by Intel since 2017, succeeding the Pentium family. Those processors target the budget computer market with performance above the Celeron but below the Core i3 families. A family of dual-core, 64-bit x86 CPUs from Intel intended for entry-level desktop and laptop computers. Introduced in 2010, the Core i3 is the third line in Intel's Core i branding. A family of dual and quad-core, 64-bit x86 CPUs from Intel, introduced in 2009. The Core i5 chips are the mid-range CPUs in the Core i line between the entry-level i3 and the high-performance i7 series. A family of 64-bit x86 CPUs with up to 8 cores from Intel that were introduced in 2008 as the successor to Core 2. The Core i7 chips are the high-end CPUs in the Core i line, although Intel's Xeon chips, which use the same architecture, have more enterprise features. A family of 64-bit x86 CPUs with up to 18 cores from Intel. Introduced in 2017, the Core i9 became the top model in the Core i series. Designed for high-performance computing and gaming, the 3 GHz i9 chip can be overclocked to 5 GHz. Intel's high-end x86-based CPU chips, pronounced Xeon chips, are faster and more advanced than the mainstream Intel lines, Pentium, Core, etc. Closing parenthesis. Designed for servers and high-end workstations. With 18 cores, 36 threads, and a thermal design power (TDP) rating of 165 watts, the Core i9-10980X Extreme Edition is clearly intended to serve as the brains of an over-the-top desktop rig. Short for Advanced Micro Devices, a manufacturer of chips for personal computers. AMD is challenging Intel with a set of Intel-compatible microprocessors. The AMD Accelerated Processing Unit, formerly known as Fusion, is the marketing term for a series of 64-bit microprocessors from Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, designed to act as a central processing unit CPU and graphics processing unit GPU on a single die. AMD's Ryzen 7 2700X is an 8-core 16-thread 3.7 GHz processor, with a top-stock precision boost speed of 4.3 GHz and a 105 WTDP. Thermal design power. The new architecture also includes improvements to AMD's Sense-MI suite, which dynamically adjusts the performance of the CPU to ensure maximum performance efficiency. Ryzen 9 3950X is the world's most powerful 16-core desktop processor that gives extreme performance for gamers, streamers and creators. AMD versus Intel, which is better? Strictly speaking, there isn't a standout winner here, as it really just depends on how you're going to use your system. If you want an all-round performance computer that doesn't break the bank, or a machine that can tackle intense creative applications such as video editing, then you're likely best off with an AMD chip. But if you want a high-end gaming system and aren't afraid of testing your budget, then Intel remains your best bet.